Hello and welcome to the channel. Today's conversation, we will be continuing the discussion about the Exigent Defense Fireteam 556. More specifically, we're going to discuss when we go from suppressed to unsuppressed, do we get any zero shift? And then when we go back to suppressed, do we retain zero? So before we get into it, let me set the stage for you guys. The day did not go, the plans did not go according like I wanted them to today at all. I had intentions of going to the outdoor range for this, but the weather did not cooperate. So I ended up going down to Copenderos, which has a beautiful 100-yard indoor range. Friday morning, they were pretty busy. I had to wait like 35, 40 minutes before a lane opened up. And then there was people behind me. So that means I had to get my business done in my hour, or I would have to give up my bay and wait again, and so on. And so the targets that I took with me is targets I like to use, for something like this with a finite aiming point. And the way the light is in that 100-yard indoor range, man, I don't know, but I could not make out my target. So luckily enough, there was a gentleman there shooting that had some of these splatter burst targets. It has like 4 1-inch squares in the corners, and it has 1 2-inch square in the middle. So for the purpose of this test, the first group I shot suppressed, and then I took the silencer off, shot a group unsuppressed, and then reinstalled it, and then shot another group. So I will discuss that target with you guys. I'll set the camera up to where you definitely get a better view of that. So let me do that right now. Y'all don't go anywhere. Alrighty, let's go. I forgot to mention a while ago, the rifle used was a 14.8 Psionics. The optic is a 4x16 Arkin. The flash hider is made by Psionics, and the hub adapter is a 1x16 left-hand thread, and it's also made by Psionics. The ammo used was Black Kills Mark 262. All right, guys, explaining the target to you here. I told you I had other targets that I was going to use, and I ended up having to use this one. And the lighting in there was, I don't know what it is, but when it gets down to the 100-yard line, it was very hard for me to like see my reticle at times, even with the red target. So I didn't formulate a good plan to start with. I just threw it down there, and I was going to hold center. Well, that center dot in that reticle is extremely small, so it was hard for me to guarantee center every time. I should have held a corner immediately, but okay, we live and we learn. So I went ahead and shot a 5-round group. I intended for it to be a little bit high. The targets that I intended on using, it works out good for those. So again, I was attempting to hold center, and all these shots were good shots, but I know for a fact I did not get to the same aim and reference every time in here. Okay, so don't blame that on the rifle. We'll talk about it all, and then we'll come back and measure. All right, so this right here, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. This right here was shot suppressed. I then immediately removed the silencer and shot another 5-round group. Okay, if you see, we did get a little bit of shift in zero, but it's very minimal. We'll come back and measure it. It's about 1 inch. Okay, talking about this group, I attempted the same thing to hold center, and this right here was the 3rd shot. No doubt I knew immediately it was me. It was some input with my shoulder that caused that. I mean, we're still going to measure it, but I know for a fact that was me. Okay. And then I put the silencer back on, turned the target over, and shot another 5-round group. This time I used my head, and I went and I held this lower corner here. Okay, so let's go back and we'll do the measuring, and we'll see if we know we got a little bit of shift in zero, but we'll confirm how much, and then we'll see if we retained zero when we went back to shooting suppressed. All right. Also, guys, I'm trying to work around this camera, so forgive me in advance there. Okay, this first group here is 1.3. Okay, and again, that was all me. And if you see, it's If some of this is off camera, I apologize. That's about 1.7 inch from center, from point of aim to center of group. Okay, now you come over here and look with that flyer, that opens it up to about 1.9. Without that, it's about 8/10. Close, yeah, 8/10. Okay. And let's look also at how high or how much our zero deviated it to 12 o'clock. So if you figure center here, I mean, this is rough, but 1.1 inch. About 1.1 inch is what we're looking at. That is very minimal, guys. And again, like I said, it's directly at 12 o'clock, so that's very easy, to calculate ballistically. All right, now let's go down here and check and make sure that we retain zero. So the first group was suppressed. Remove the silencer. This was unsuppressed. Put it back on. The last group right here would be fired suppressed. Like I said, this time I held this lower corner. Okay, so that's a different aiming reference. So let's make sure that all checks out. Okay, but as far as the group, that is 0.8. And from the aiming reference to the center of group, is 1.9. Okay. Also, while ago if you notice, this is going to be a little bit left because I was holding left, but if we go back and look at all the groups, the center of them favor, to the right. The center of them favor just a little bit right. All of them do, just a little bit. So that checks out. That checks out on this group here. So it's 1.9 inch from point of aim to center of group. So let's go over here and check this one out. And again, we're about 1.9. So I'm going to call that retaining zero, guys. All right. Any questions? Reach out in the comments. Like and subscribe if that's your choice. And remember, guys, love your enemies. Keep your guns oiled. Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're down here at Copendaros using their 100-yard indoor range. Weather was not cooperating, and I wanted to continue the evaluation of the Exigent Defense Fireteam 556. Today what we're going to do is I'm going to shoot 3 groups. I'm going to shoot first group suppressed, second group unsuppressed, and then put the can back on and shoot last group suppressed. What we're checking for is any shift in zero, and then when we put the suppressor back on, do we retain zero. For the purpose of being in the indoor range, guys, I'm going to just shoot everything, and I will gather the data, and then when I get home, I will make a summary video and we'll talk about it. All right, see you in a bit.